What's up, guys? Uh, it's been a while since I've made a video. It's actually been a little over a year. Um, that's because I'm just really lazy and I have an HD TV, and recording with a Dazzle on an HD TV isn't the easiest thing in the world because you have to switch out a lot of cords and it's just a pain in the butt. But I've been hard at work on the Minecrafts, and I've been doing a few projects, and this is one of them. Now, as some of you might know, I am a big Harry Potter fan. So, I've decided to make a Hogwarts on Xbox 360. What a creative thing to do. But I didn't make it very small. As you can see, you cannot see the castle from the other side of the Black Lake. And you can barely see it at all, actually. It's too big for the render distance on Xbox. But we are going to roll up to the boathouse. Still in costume. Haven't played since like a few days before Halloween, but okay, as you can see, this is the boathouse. It used to look different. I had to redo it because I had to redo it because before it looked weird, and I went for like the last year castle, Deathly Hallows Part 2, like before the war, obviously, and this is what the boathouse looked like then. Before I had it like based off of the earlier movies, and it's not. I haven't did the entire castle like the last movie, but I did do a lot of it, and you'll see that. So this is the boathouse. Spoiler alert. This is where Snape dies, like halfway through the movie. Probably one of the saddest scenes ever. So then we proceed up the stairs, and by the way, this is all handmade. I didn't use any world painters or anything. I don't even think those work anymore. Uh, I'm not too fond of downloading programs on my computer, which is why I haven't put any worlds up for download, even though I'm sure a lot of people wouldn't mind if I did, especially this one. But just thought I'd let you guys know. So this is the Viaduct Courtyard. It's based off the last movie, so this is where the Battle of Hogwarts took place. It looks different from the Viaduct Courtyard, which appeared first in the fourth movie, and the fifth movie had it as well as the sixth, but it was a lot smaller, and it didn't have this bridge right here going all the way across. It had a bridge going from right here to right there. And now, a few things about the scale and the way the castle is supposed to be sized is this tower right here, which is Ravenclaw Tower for me, and that tower there, which doesn't really have a name but is there anyway. It's supposed to be a lot closer together, and this bridge is supposed to be really close and like sucked in, but as you can see here, as I have it marked by this tower, the edge of the world is right here. So it would be impossible for me to have made the castle, sideways, I guess. This part right here, the quad, would have to be sideways in order for that to work, and that would probably need to be a little bit to the side. And I didn't do it for two reasons. One reason is when I loaded into the world and I started making this place, I this is the first block I placed. So I was really high up on the map and I didn't know for a long time. And I ended up building the entire courtyard and the Great Hall here before I even realized how close I was to the edge of the world. So for one, it would have been impossible to do, and two, I wouldn't have been able to put as much detail into the castle if it was sideways. Or that and it would have been harder to do because, you know, building stuff sideways in Minecraft is really hard to do, in my opinion. I've done it, and you'll see a lot of that in the castle itself, but it's a pain in the ass. So anyway, the Viaduct Courtyard, a nice view of the moon or the sun if you ever walk out of the Great Hall during these times. So this is what would be the entrance hall in the movies. Now it's different in the books, I'm sure a lot of people know that, but this is the entrance hall in the movies, where in the later movies McGonagall, you know, did the Pierre Locomotum, I think. Anyway, you know, got the statues to go hold off the Death Eaters. This is, I don't remember what the statue is exactly, but he's there. So the Great Hall, obviously most iconic place in the whole castle. It's still decorated for Halloween because I haven't played Minecraft in a few days, so I haven't really gotten a lot of work done, but I did decorate for Halloween, and I'll probably decorate for Christmas as well, even though, you know, the map's not up for download, and I do have people come on here occasionally, so it's not like it goes to waste. But so this is the Great Hall. I was going to do the flags over each table, but of course there wasn't enough room to do that, and if I would have done it, it kind of would have looked weird, so I just decided to put one of each flag here. I don't even think you can see this, but I did do the raptors all the way to the top. So there's that. I was going to try a thing where I placed a bunch of end portals up there so it had the night sky look, but unfortunately you can't see the bottom of an end portal, which is kind of a letdown. It would have been a really cool thing to do, I think. So there's the glass here. Pretty iconic, I guess. I don't know. You see, this whole room is really iconic. So that's the Great Hall. Another iconic part of Hogwarts is the Grand Staircase, which is massive. In the movies, the Grand Staircase room in the tower is more rectangular, meaning that it's more wide this way than it is this way. And I didn't know that when I built this, because I didn't look it up because I'm stupid. So it's just a square, but you get the gist, and that's I mean, that's all that really matters, I guess. It can't be completely accurate. I mean, I try to be as close as I can to accuracy, but what can you do, right? I already built a lot of stuff in the tower, so making it diagonal wasn't a thing. So this is the kitchen. You don't see it in the movies. You do hear about it in the 4th book. So this is the kitchen. Now these aren't filled with food yet, but I mean, I'll probably get around to it one day, or I'll have somebody do it for me, because I have a lot of better things to focus on. Anyway, a little secret room. Obviously, if you guys have read the books, you know, you're supposed to be the Hufflepuff common room is supposed to be down like a barrel, I think, but obviously I can't. Well, I could have done it, but I didn't want to, and I wanted to use the tripwires. So this is the Hufflepuff common room. One of the biggest common rooms in here so far. I've made the Ravenclaw one and the Gryffindor one. as well as the Hufflepuff one, obviously. But I haven't gotten around to Slytherin one yet. I'm still working on the dungeons. But this is one of the dorm rooms. I know there's more than 3 Hufflepuffs, but there's more than like 5 Gryffindors too. So yeah, so they're just mirrored on each side. Yeah, that's the Hufflepuff common room. One of the nicer common rooms in my opinion. So it's completely hidden. Not a lot of people know it's there. I mean, you're not going to be peering around this corner for whatever reason. So, besides, I want people to be able to find it if they come in my map. I mean, I don't want to make it like impossible to find. So I have all these rooms labeled. This is History of Magic, but I haven't done all of the classrooms yet. This is a hallway in the quad, and the entrance to the room of requirement is here. So we're gonna go down into the room of requirement. Now I know in the movies there's just no huge ass staircase, but I literally couldn't fit it into the grand staircase tower. So here's the room of requirement. I made it based off the 5th movie and not the last one. So as you see, like I've said, it's not always the exact same as the last movie. So there's the DA chalkboard. This is a mannequin which they use to perform spells on. Obviously the ice is supposed to be a mirrored effect, but just not enough room to create a mirrored effect, so that's why I didn't do it. This is going to be a longer video. I'm probably going to record a cinematic later for those who don't want to actually take a video tour of the place. So this is the quad, the innards anyway. Up here we've got Divination's Tower. Now I looked up on the Harry Potter wiki to make sure where this was, and in the movies it's a lot bigger, I know, but this is how it was in this is where it was in the wiki, and there's literally, this tower's not big enough to hold that. So this is Divinations. I know it's a little small, but I did include the hatch and the ladder from the book. So for those who've read the books, there is a little bit of legitimacy to both the book and the movie, or the books and the movies. Just for the sake of light, I'm gonna sleep because it does get pretty dark in here, and I'm not sure if my dazzle has any difference in light and dark. Well, obviously it does, but I don't want it to get too dark. Where am I going? Okay, so down here, we're going a little underground. So just for the sake of time, I don't want to waste time walking up these stairs, but which came first, Phoenix or the Flame? If you've read the last book, I believe, you know that the answer is a never-ending cycle. So this is the Ravenclaw common room. Got a telescope here. Obviously they got a whole view of the night sky, which I just slept, so you can't really see. But the dorms are in here, and up the ladder, and there's another one. Their rooms are a little smaller, but their common room is huge, so that's all that really matters. Yeah, let's go this way. Now this castle's still a work in progress, by the way. It's not completely done. You'll see that a little bit later, that there's a lot still to be done. But this is the girls' bathroom, the one that nobody visits because of Moaning Myrtle. As you could probably tell by the sink when we walked in. Now, I was gonna try to come up with a way to make the sink suck into the floor, but to keep the structure of the sink, I had to just keep it the way it is because it would have just looked stupid otherwise. So I just put a hole up here, and some of you probably know where this goes. I don't think you can really see well, but we're in the entrance to the Chamber of Secrets. Ooh. Oh, I also took a page out of somebody else's book who've had Xbox Hogwarts and decided to put some quotes in places. And so I put Obliviate, Professor Lockhart. You know, this is obviously where he lost his mind because he was a pussy. But there's the Chamber of Secrets. I know it's a little hard to see, but I guess I'll grab a torch or something. So this is the Chamber of Secrets. Now, obviously, this is where the basilisk would come out, but I didn't want to build a 3D basilisk just because, one, the mouth hole's a little small, and two, I'm not too good at 3D building, so you just gotta use your imagination, I guess. Obviously, this is the statue of Salazar Slytherin. This is a pipe that Harry got stuck in the second movie, where the snake like looks him in the face and he shits his pants and chucks the rock down. Alright, we're making pretty good progress, I think. We're only 14 minutes into this tour. God knows how long it's going to be. So this is the room of the Mirror of Erised. I know the door is supposed to be over here, but whatever. I show not your face but your heart's desire. Obviously it doesn't work, but so that's it on that floor. This way goes to the hospital wing. Now I made this side of the castle like the third movie, obviously, because this is where you see most of this side of the castle, you know, the clock tower and everything. I still need to do a little bit of finishing touches in here, but the clock tower is pretty self-explanatory. It's mostly just a clock tower. There's the gears, and there's a nice view outside of the clock, all the way down to Hagrid's hut down there. There's a pendulum here. Obviously, if you enjoy the third movie, which is The Prisoner of Azkaban, by the way, obviously if you enjoy this movie, you'll very much enjoy this area of the castle because I love this courtyard. And just I love the clock tower in general. I like the way it's all worn down and, you know, old, and, you know, nature's kind of taking back. And this is probably one of my favorite parts of the castle, just because I just really like the way this looks. Now this is the wood bridge. A lot of people make the wood bridge straight, and it's not straight in the movies. It's actually really crooked and messed up. So I decided to do that and make it really crooked and off-center in places and strange. So I did, and I think it looks pretty good. This is the Whomping Willow. I do have a hole here which will go to Hogs or the Shrieking Shack, which is in Hogsmeade, but still, it'll go there. Obviously, these are the stones which aren't here in the later movies, but are here in the third movie, which is what I based most of the side of the castle off of. So this is the rock where Hermione punches Malfoy in the face. Unfortunately, this is the edge of the world too, so the Forbidden Forest is kind of small. But anyway, we go down here. We got Hagrid's pumpkin patch and a scarecrow, and this is the pole that Buckbeak's tied up to. I'm gonna have to wait until next update when we get horses, so I can tether one up here, and that'll be Buckbeak, which will look awesome, by the way. Hagrid's hut I had to redo. Made it a lot bigger this time around because before it was really small. This is the inside. I filled it with a bunch of junk because that's Hagrid's house in a nutshell. Just a bunch of junk. Over here we have the saddest part of the whole castle, the White Tomb, aka Dumbledore's grave. I know I'm grave robbing here, but I did put the Elder Wand in here, and I renamed it. I don't know if it's going to be possible to see with my terrible video quality, but it does say the Elder Wand. So this is the back side of the quad and the clock tower in the Great Hall. This is all terrain built by me, by hand, one block at a time, which is the worst part of building this place. But I do think I did a pretty good job considering I don't build terrain ever, and this was like my first real try at doing so. So if it looks pretty bad, cut me a little bit of slack. I'm not very good at it, I know, but I think I did what I needed to do, and I think it looks fine for what it does. So there's the terrain, there's the Great Hall. I love the architecture on the Great Hall and the Viaduct Courtyard. It looks completely different from the rest of the castle, and I guess that's why I like it a lot. It looks very kind of gothic in a way, I guess. But we're gonna go back into the grand staircase because I missed a few things. Up here we've got the third floor corridor, which is Defense Against the Dark Arts. This is the one-eyed witch statue. I know it looks like a duck, but there will be a secret passage down to Honeyduke's cellar there. This is the Defense Against the Dark Arts class, obviously. And I know the office in here is supposed to be bigger and it's supposed to have a fireplace, but I'm gonna figure that out because I want to try to create a Floo network system with nether portals so I can make the Ministry of Magic, you know, without having to build all of London above it. So we go all the way up here. Now these are all supposed to be classrooms, most of these floors, but I haven't gotten around to it yet. The angel, not the fat lady. This is the Gryffindor common room, obviously. Sorry about that, I got a runny nose today. So we got boys and girls. I did put stuff in people's chests to identify them. We've got gillyweed, ball shoes, a quill, and cherry and unicorn hair, which is Neville's chest. And TNT and flint and steel, that's Seamus's chest because he always blows stuff up. I got the advanced potion making book, the Martyr's map, a couple of quills, and Holly and Phoenix Feather, which is Harry's chest. Willow and unicorn hair, which is, you know, pumpkin pie, and an R sweatshirt, which is Ron's chest. So That's the guy's area. I know there's windows in here, but I don't understand how the castle can look like this and be in this area while still maintaining that shape. It's obviously because they use sets and not actual videos, but or an actual real life castle. But this is the girl's side. You never see it, so I just kind of mirrored it. I put a Quidditch pamphlet and a wand. I couldn't find what Ginny's wand was made out of on the forum, so, or not on the forum, but the wiki, so I just put a Quidditch pamphlet in there, but that's supposed to be Ginny's. I got a time turner, Hogwarts of History, and Vinewood and Dragon Heartstring, which is Hermione's wand, and Hermione's chest, and I love her wand because it's awesome. Now we go up here. I haven't made the phoenix, I believe, or the eagle. I don't know what it is. I don't remember. But I haven't made the staircase up to this room yet. But this is Dumbledore's office, and this is the Pensieve. And one of these days I will kill the Ender Dragon in here and turn this into a memory. I'm not sure which one would stick out the most. I might make the orphanage from Tom Riddle's when he was younger. I might do that, but I don't really know what it looks like too much. So we'll see. I might just create Slughorn's old office in sort of a antique style way. Now, as you can see, it's still a little under construction. In here, got Tom Riddle's diary. I was gonna put the ring, but I really couldn't figure out what to use for that. Here's a seating area, which is really dark. A storage area and Fox's perch. Pretty simple. Through here we've got a corridor, which this staircase leads down to the Ravenclaw Tower, but in here we got the third floor corridor out of bounds, which is Fluffy. And he would have looked better if I had a little bit more room, but that's Fluffy regardless. Now this is supposed to go straight down, I know, before you jump on my back about it, but they're just literally, I couldn't do it because there's a floor below it. So this is the Devil's Snare, and there's a hole here which brings you down, staircase here which leads up to the room where Harry has to catch the keys. Now this is obviously based off the first movie. A sign here that says it's too simple, Harry Potter Year 1. This is supposed to be a broom, which if you watch the first movie you know there's a flying broom in here. Key which would open the door, which leads to the more iconic place in this movie, the giant chessboard. Now you can see the little details I put into the wall. Yeah, I know you guys don't care. This is the chess room, and I was originally gonna have all the chess pieces really like set up, you know, in their original states, but they were too close together, so I decided to make it right before the queen takes Ron's horse, which ultimately is the end of the game. We got Harry's spot here and Hermione's spot here. She's the queenside castle and Harry's the kingside bishop. Ron's horse or knight, he says the queen will take me and then you're free to check the king. Ron Weasley Year 1. So this is the queen that takes him, and that's the king, I believe. Yeah, that's the king. So there's a bunch of just shit in here. It's been through hell. Anyway, we go on up. Most of this is improvised, by the way. Here is the potion room, which I don't think is in the movie. I think I vaguely remember there being a deleted scene, but I've never been able to find it on YouTube or anything, so either way, if you've read the book, you know that after the chess scene, there's supposed to be the scene where Hermione, you have to find the potion to walk through the flame, and there's only enough for Harry to drink, so Hermione gives it to Harry, Harry drinks it, and he walks through, and then he gets down into the room with the Mirror of Erised. And the fire's not here when he gets here, but this is after Quirrell sets the place on fire. There's the Mirror of Erised. I didn't feel like writing the thing backwards again, so I didn't. And in here, we've got the Sorcerer's Stone. So, there's that. It's a little bit of a pain to get out of here, but when you know the way, it's not too much of a pain. The castle's really big, and there's people who join the world who get lost a lot, and I don't really blame them because it's a big place. Not trying to sound cocky or anything, but I made the castle really freaking big. Over here, we've got the tower where Sirius Black is at the end of The Prisoner of Azkaban. This is all terrain, hand built again. Over here, it wasn't really stated what was in this side of the castle, so instead of just improvising and coming up with my own thing, I decided to create the Great Hall, or the entrance hall, like in the book. But obviously it's not connected to the Grand Staircase or the Great Hall, but I decided to do it anyway. And this is one of my more favorite rooms in the castle. It's really nice. It's got the hourglasses, the giant ones. If you've ever played the games, this is what it looks like. Especially in the third game and in the second and first one. So I got the Hogwarts crest here. There's the Slytherin, Gryffindor, Hufflepuff, Ravenclaw, and I don't know, just the ambiance in this room I just really like. It's nice. I mixed it up. I came up with my own thing for the most part because the entrance hall has changed so many times in the games that I just took inspiration from the games and kind of walked with it, maybe even ran, I don't know. But I added a lot of little details, and I added the wooden structures, and I think it creates a nice look, a nice ambiance. You know, it's got a nice color tone. So down here, I did create the dungeons a little bit. There's not much down here right now, but it is highly detailed, and I will give a shout out to Easiest Blowfish, who you seen sign in a little bit earlier. They helped me with all of this, and I am very grateful for it. Now, all of these rooms are empty where you see doors, because I'm not sure what most of them are, to be honest. I looked up a map of the dungeons and I kind of walked with it. So, and here's a little study area for Slytherins. It's not their common room, but I just wanted to create a little area over there because there kind of was just a dead end, and I thought it was a little weird. Here is a sewage pipe. But I put a lot of details down in here. Like, there's like little details in here, even though nobody's gonna look down here. And the pipe is, I don't know. It feels cold, and like it looks like it smells bad down here. So that's that. I mean, there's a couple of fireplaces down here, and you know, I guess it's to keep the school warm. I don't know. Over here would be Slughorn's classroom, which will get done. And over here is Snape's classroom, which again will get done. I haven't had the time. Well, I've had the time. I've just been playing other games like San Andreas, because that just came out recently, again on Xbox. Down here, it's a little very undone. This will be Snape's office over here. You can't see shit, but all of this area will eventually lead up to the Slytherin common room. So those are the dungeons. Now this is where it gets very unfinished. Um, Pretty much this entire side of the castle still needs to be filled with interiors. So there's the astronomy tower, which is one of my favorite towers in the castle. Something about it, something tragic happened here, obviously, but Avada Kedavra, Severus Snape, year 6. Dumbledore fell out of this tower very far. I don't know how his body stayed intact, but we'll just strain the details because it was the saddest death ever. So this is the Transfiguration Courtyard, which you see a lot throughout the movies. If you remember the 4th movie, you remember this is where quote-unquote Mad-Eye Moody turned Malfoy into a ferret and shoved him down Goyle's pants. Now these halls are unfinished, very unfinished, but that's that. I mean, over there's the Quidditch pitch, which is so unfinished. I really don't want to show it because it looks awful, but I will. These are the greenhouses, which are all finished on the inside. They're all basically the same, so I'll just show you one. It's all just potted plants and random assortments of just crap, just bushes and stuff. So these are the bell towers. I did build the bells recently. The floors are unfinished in here, but I did build the bell on both towers. I will get around to doing this side of the castle, but you can see how unfinished it is. Now this is where the land cuts off. I haven't been around to building all the grass over here yet, but this is the Quidditch pitch, which right now looks like a block of crayons that just got smeared on wood. But it is getting done. I did actually make it oval, and I did add the correct amounts of towers. I don't know, I mean, it looks nice, but it will look better. I've got the quaffle here, the golden snitch, and the 2 bludgers. I bludgeoned that word. But this is the bridge that a lot of shit happens on in the later movies. And that's pretty much it. I mean, it's a long tour. This is about 38 minutes, so I will create a video with some music later, or right after I'm done recording this probably. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you're on the Minecraft forum, feel free to add me if you want to actually come check this world out for yourself. You might get some inspiration, I don't know. But thanks for watching. Feel free to subscribe. I don't upload a lot, but when I do, I guess I just upload builds. Thanks for watching. See you guys later.